So they're going to board you. They're athletic. They're quick at the guard spot. They have a 6'2" slender post player that's pretty agile. They'll shoot threes. They'll get it to the glass. They're pattern oriented, and we're going to have our hands full. They're a good ball club.
Would be nice to get a win today and have a little bit of momentum, given the fact that we talked yesterday. You start conference play next Thursday.
It's one of the several things I just dislike about this league we're in, and that's one of them. That we are opening up in this early November with conference games. And I think we have 5 conference games in November and December this year, which to me is just ludicrous. But that's just the way that ball bounces, and we are not ready for conference play. We need to have more non-conference games just to work out the kinks in what we're trying to get accomplished. And part of that's my fault. I didn't get games scheduled in the first weekend in November. I mean, we're playing teams that's got 3 and 4 games under their belts, and this is our 3rd game right at this point. So irregardless, we got Cumberland, Tennessee coming in here next Thursday, and then University of the Cumberland's out of Kentucky on Saturday, and those are 2 top teams in this conference, and they're athletic, they're long, and the only positive thing is we have them at home. But the way the officiating has been, I don't think that's a home court advantage for me. But we do have them at home, and hopefully we will be in a positive frame of mind come Thursday against Cumberland.
Well, let's hope so. Good luck this afternoon.
Thanks, Randy.
Head coach David Smalley of the Rio Grande Red Storm, his team playing Wilberforce in the consolation game of the women's bracket of the 30th annual Bevo Francis tournament here at the Newt Oliver Arena. Stay with us. Starting lineups, opening tip coming up next. This is Rio Grande basketball from iHigh.
You must not interfere with us here, Reverend Hayes.
You're not learning. You're saying put the child.
Hey, Ben, are you going to watch the big game tonight?
No, Craig. The game is only on local television, and I can't get that channel, and I'm not too happy about it.
They should stream the game over the internet using EasyStream.com. Then you could watch it from anywhere in the world.
Stream the game? EasyStream.com? What are you talking about?
Think broadcasting, Ben. Streaming is when you broadcast audio or video over the internet. Because the internet is worldwide, anyone in the world can watch. And EasyStream.com is a leader in making that process simple.
So I can watch the big game on my computer from anywhere, and I don't have to miss any of the action? Thank you, EasyStream.
Yes, thank you, EasyStream. If you want more information, just log on to EasyStream.com.
EasyStream.com. Streaming made easy. Call 1-800-866-7510 today.
And we welcome you back to the Newt Oliver Arena, where we are getting ready for the national anthem and the introduction of the starting lineups for this women's consolation game of the 30th annual Bevo Francis tournament, as the University of Rio Grande takes on Wilberforce. Wilberforce, a 1-3 record. They lose to WVU Tech last night, and Rio Grande at 1-1 after a loss to Miami Middletown. Before we meet the lineups, we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous skies o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the
right, if you're ready now, a look at our starting lineups. First of all, for the visitors from Wilberforce, they are coached by Aisha Gray, and their starting lineup looks this way. At one guard, it's Denisha Brown, a 5'8 junior out of Toledo, Ohio. She'll be joined in the backcourt by Nicole Henderson, a 5'7 freshman out of Martinsburg, West Virginia. A couple of swing players who play kind of a guard forward position, if you will. Deidre Brown, a 5'10 senior out of Middletown, Ohio, and Brittany Thomas, a 5'11 sophomore out of Columbus. And the center is Kendra Moss, a 6'2 freshman out of Dayton, Ohio. For Rio Grande, their lineup looks this way. At guard, it'll be Sharday Morrison Fountain, a 5'2 senior out of Columbus, averaging 24 points per game. Nicole Mabry, a 5'6 freshman out of Twinsburg, Ohio. Kate Hammond will be there as well as a 5'11 junior out of Greenfield, Ohio. And then the forwards are Sarah Benar, a freshman, 5'11 out of Kinsman, Ohio, averaging 18.5 points per ball game through her first 2 collegiate games. And Tanisha Taylor, a 5'9 sophomore out of South Point, Ohio. Rio Grande in those now becoming familiar gray home uniforms with red numerals, red lettering. Wilberforce in the green unis with gold numerals, gold lettering, and just about ready to go. Again, it was West Virginia Tech defeating Miami Middletown in the championship game. Rick, we heard Dave Smalley talk that first time in his 21 years that he's not played for the Bevo Francis Tournament Championship, and I'm sure he has imparted that upon his team today about the message of redemption.
Yeah, I tell you, you could tell a little bit disheartened, but you could also tell the resilience from Coach Smalley. A setback, you can't go without saying. I mean, a 21-year stretch in itself is an amazing stat, but to lose at the end of the game as they did, Randy shows a lot of fight in this team, and knowing Coach Smalley, I'm sure that he'll have them ready to play today. Not the game they wanted to be in, but nonetheless, you want to win getting ready for conference play next week.
Our officials this afternoon, the referee is Charlie Short. The umpires are Mark Akers and Thurman Leggs. Rio out of its huddle and headed out toward midcourt. It'll be Kendra Moss to jump it up for Wilberforce. It'll be Sarah Benar to do the same for Rio Grande. Glad to have you along on this Saturday afternoon. Homecoming weekend here on the Rio campus. 1952 through 54 teams, men's basketball teams honored last night. Hall of Fame induction banquet tonight. Basketball before that, though. The ball is in the air, and the tap is controlled by the Bulldogs, and we are underway. They will operate to the basket to our right as we look at it high above the Newt Oliver Arena. Out front, Denisha Brown had it knocked away momentarily, and now has it knocked away again. Morrison Fountain with the steal. Nick on the run. Thought about dishing it off, will now shoot instead and hit. Morrison Fountain gives Rio Grande the early lead.
Good job by Morrison Fountain, not giving up on defense, gets the tip from behind and then converts it into points on the offensive end.
Left wing, Deidre Brown pulls the string on a 3 and nails it. And just like that, Wilberforce takes a 1-point lead. Rio on the offensive end. Morrison Fountain left side, goes to Taylor. Taylor puts it on the floor, now skips it across the way to Kate Hammond. Hammond bounce pass left side. It comes to Morrison Fountain, who will hand to Mabry with now 10 on the shot clock. Mabry out near the jump circle with 5 on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Taylor with 3. Taylor driving, reverse layup right at the horn. And it's a shot clock violation, and Wilberforce will have the basketball.
And Coach Smalley coaching up his guards right there. Really poor time management late in the clock when Taylor got the ball. Really didn't have a chance to make a good move.
Out front, this is Nicole Henderson out of Martinsburg, West Virginia, Musselman High School. Over there in the Eastern Panhandle. Henderson with the ball, driving into the lane, off the glass, put it up, no. Rebound, pulled down by Moss. That one wouldn't go. Got her own rebound, goes back up strong again, and got it to go. Kendra Moss, her first point.
Taylor Moss, good effort there. Good stay with it ness, I guess, if you will, on the offensive boards.
Batted around, and out of there with it comes Wilberforce. Into the front court. Here's Henderson again off the glass, and it's up and in. And Dave Smalley, we saw a lot of that last night. Easy shots by the opposition, and Coach Smalley trying to put a halt to it right now as he calls a 30-second timeout.
Tell you what, Randy, this Wilberforce team was out-rebounded by 13 last night, so we're not effective on the boards, but they've come out to start this game and just been hammering the boards, particularly on the offensive end.
I'm going to remind you about Giovanni's Pizza here in Rio Grande, the buffet bar, all-you-can-eat buffet, serving 3 styles of pizza, spaghetti, garlic bread, and dessert pizza, Monday through Friday, 11 to 2, adults $6.25, kids 12 and under, $3.99. Drinks are extra, no takeouts, no discounts or sharing, but as we said before, go over there and see Dave Lemon, tie your feed bag on, and have at it. Tell him you heard about it on iHigh. Out of the timeout. Rio with a basketball, down 5, 7-2. Kate Hammond on the right wing. Looks for the cutting Bernard. Off the iron, no. Rebound Moss for Wilberforce. Ahead into the front court they come. This is Denisha Brown. Now hands to Henderson. Now to Deidre Brown. Out front, Brittany Thomas will hand it to Nicole Henderson, and Henderson directs traffic. Goes left side to Deidre Brown. Driving, floater in the air, no. Rebound comes down to Rio and Tanisha Taylor. She'll hand to Mabry. Quick outlet into the front court. Kate Hammond on the run. Pulls up, looks for help, finds Mabry, spots for 3. It is airborne off the front of the iron, no. Morrison Fountain has the offensive board for Rio Grande. She'll take it out between the circles. 24 on the shot clock. Works her way now right side, bounce pass. It goes to Hammond. Hammond looking, back to Morrison Fountain. 14 on the shot clock. They try to go down low to Mabry off her head. She was able to catch the deflection and then go up with it, and a foul whistled against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I tell you what, Randy, Nicole Mabry missing the perimeter shot, but for young players there, stay after it. She got down in the paint there amongst the trees and made a nice move to the basket to get to the free throw line.
Foul is whistled against Denisha Brown, her first, and team foul number 1, and Mabry goes to the free throw line and connects on the first try. Second one is not good, and the rebound pulled down by the Bulldogs. Here's a 3, airborne by Denisha Brown. No, tap. Up and in by Brittany Thomas. Thomas extends the lead to 6.
Poor blocking out, Randy. A lot of free bodies in the green jerseys for Wilberforce getting to the rim without any contact.
Hammond on the right wing, around the screen set by Taylor, fires a baseline jumper that's no good, and on the rebound it's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Rio's Sarah Bernard. It'll be Wilberforce basketball. 16:21 to play in the opening quarter, or opening half, I should say. 9-3. Wilberforce in front and with the ball. Henderson bounce pass stolen. Sarah Bernard ahead of the pack. Will lay it up. Too strong. Rebound Morrison Fountain. She'll pull it out on the left wing. Try to get away from Henderson and lost it. Picked it up. Goes to Bernard. Very fortunate they didn't turn it over there. Taylor goes back to Mabry out near the jump circle with 15 on the shot clock. She calls out a play and sets her teammates in motion. Works left side, goes to Hammond, knocked away and off the hands of the Bulldogs' Deidre Brown. It'll stay Rio basketball. They'll inbound on the side in the front court with only 7 showing on the shot clock. Morrison Fountain to do the honors. Comes in to Taylor. Taylor driving into the lane. Nice little move. Shot rejected by Thomas. Rebounded by Taylor off the glass, up and in.
Tell you what, Randy, saw Tanisha Taylor a lot in high school. That's her game. They need to get her the ball in the middle of the defense and just let her take it to the rim. A strong player. Good change up on defense from Rio Grande, using some zone defense to slow down the penetration.
Here's Moss, right side. A 3 is airborne by Denisha Brown. No good. Sarah Bernard, the rebound for Rio. Quick outlet into the front court. It comes to Morrison Fountain. Nick will hand to Mabry. Mabry on the drive. Floater in the lane. Good.
Hey, what, Randy, key there, pivot foot. She kept it there, but still was in an attack position. Great drive by Mabry and a great finish to get Rio Grande back within 2.
9-7, Wilberforce in front. Tanisha Brown into the lane, goes to Thomas, and Thomas lost it. Out of there with it, Morrison Fountain ahead of the pack. She will lay it up, missed the layup. There's Mabry for the rebound, and she has it go off her hands out of bounds.
The second layup for Rio Grande that's come up short there, and those little things end up adding up later in the game. They're trailing by 2, but nonetheless, great defensive intensity. They used the 2-3 trap, Randy, as Wilberforce brought the ball across half court. They ran those 2 guards up and then ran the passing lines, got a nice turnover.
Trio of substitutions for Wilberforce: Kiana Fontes, Cortland Mullins, and Dominique Fisher into the game. Here's Deidre Brown. Into the corner, it goes to Fisher. Skip pass goes to Denisha Brown. Her shot, no. Got her own rebound. Goes to Fontes and now down low they find Cortland Mullins. She puts up a shot that wedges itself between the rim and the backboard.
And I tell you what, Randy, Cortland Mullins, great position down there. Cortland Mullins is 5'10", and a freshman, but boy, good body position. Once she got it, Taylor was pretty much at her mercy down there and had to go over her back to try and stop her, so she gets the foul.
Tanisha's first, team's first. At the line is Cortland Mullins, a 5'10" freshman from Columbus. First one misses. Rio will check out Tanisha Taylor and check in 5'8" sophomore forward Janie Morris out of Ironton, Ohio. And the three-point bomber, Noelani Woodson, 5'3" sophomore out of Groveport, Ohio, checks in as well. Noelani hit 5 threes last night off the bench. Second free throw by Mullins. That one misses as well, and Bernard has the rebound for Rio. Red Storm have a chance to tie with a 2, take the lead with a 3. Morrison Fountain goes to Woodson. Bounce pass to the right side. This is Bernard. Bernard being guarded by Fontes. Left side to Woodson. 10 on the shot clock out front. Morrison Fountain. 7 on the shot clock. Nick around the screen set by Morris. Pops the jumper, and it's good.
Nice shot from Morrison Fountain. A step back right before the shot clock goes off. They got deep into that clock again, Randy, but when you have a player like her, she can make plays and make it look awful good.
13:35 to play on a rolling clock here in half number 1, tied at 9. Dominique Fisher on the left wing, skips it to the near side. This is Deidre Brown for 3, and the bank open on Saturday in Rio Grande, and Brown banks it in.
Must have had an ATM card in her pocket because that thing went right off the square and into the bucket.
Here's a turnover. Fisher ahead, layup by Fontes is up and in. And Dave Smalley wants another timeout, and it's another 30-second timeout.
Tell you what recognition by Brown. She caught the ball in the break. A lot of players would have tried to go in there and throw up a shot. She made the extra pass. Wilberforce gets the bucket. They fend off that Rio run that tied the score at 9, and now the Bulldogs are on a 5-0 run of their own.
13-12 to play in the first half, 14-9. It is Wilberforce in front of Rio Grande. Randy Payton, Rick Marone with you on the call this afternoon on iHigh. The Rio men's team will play West Virginia Tech in the championship game of the men's bracket. Following this one, we'll have that one for you on iHigh as well. Tough news to report on the Rio volleyball team as they fall this morning to Lindsey Wilson in the semifinal round of the Mid-South Conference Tournament. They lose in 3 straight and finish the season 21-10. Good season for head coach Bellino Donaldson's club, but it ends today. Here's Woodson. 3 from straight away is good. That's what she does best, is bomb the 3, and she hits one there to make it a 2-point game. Out front, Fontes puts up a shot, no good, and then chases her own rebound down on the right wing. Will drive the lane to the bucket, put it up and in.
Hey, Fontes goes to the bucket hard, Randy, shoots the 3, and then gets the rebound, takes it to the rim, and scores.
On the other end, Bernard goes to Mabry. Wilberforce bringing the pressure. Hand it now to Woodson. Woodson dribbles to the right side and gives to Hammond. Kate driving the lane. Looks for help, dishes to Bernard. She'll drive, floater in the lane. Rattles in and out, no good, but Hammond has the board. Baseline jumper. That one won't go. Woodson has the rebound and is clobbered from behind by Looked like Denisha Brown. And it is. It is Brown's second, team's second, and Noelani Woodson will go to the free throw line.
I'll tell you what, Aisha Gray, the head coach at Wilberforce, not happy after that offensive rebound by Woodson.
Woodson's free throw hit the front of the iron and rattled around and does not find its mark. Brown will check out, and checking in for the first time is Diamond Wright, a 5'8" sophomore out of Nashville, Tennessee. Woodson's second free throw is good. So Noelani has 4 and Rio within 3. Fontes with the basketball, top of the key, left side now. It goes to Fisher. Fisher to Wright. Wright into the corner to Mullins, down low. Fontes beat the defense and lays it up and in. Off the bench, she has 6.
Tell you what, patience on the perimeter passing until the inside player gets open, and then you find her for an easy bucket.
Mabry, nice pass down low to Janie Morris, and Morris attacks the basket, comes up short, but she draws the foul on Cortland Mullins. Mullins first, team's third. And we've got a timeout. With 11:42 to play in the first half. Apparently it's a media timeout, even though we told them we didn't need them. 11:42 to play, first half. 18-13, Wilberforce over Rio Grande. This is Rio Grande basketball from iHigh.
Watch your school or club sporting events on the internet in just minutes? Log on to EasyStream.com and find out. That's EasyStream.com. EasyStream, streaming made easy.
Bill, I've got to find a way to raise some money for my athletic program. Any ideas?
Now that you mention it, I do. Have you heard of EasyStream.com? It's the easiest way to broadcast your school's games on the internet.
EasyStream.com. Sounds interesting, but how is that going to help me raise money?
You can get sponsors for your broadcasts on EasyStream.com. Your school can provide a key service to the community and make money doing it.
What a great idea. My school will love this. I'm going to contact EasyStream.com today. What's the number?
Just call 1-800-866-7510 or log on to EasyStream.com for more information. They'll have you broadcasting in no time.
EasyStream.com. Streaming made easy. Call 1-800-866-7510 today.
This is Kristen Bradshaw, head softball coach at the University of Rio Grande. You're listening to Rio Grande Basketball with Randy on iHigh.
I had to play that for my broadcast partner.
You've got your minions everywhere, don't you?
I have a fan
Your
club.
fan club is ever growing. I think it's up to 3 now, isn't it?
That's exactly right. Out of the timeout, Janie Morris at the free throw line puts it up and in.
And, Randy, a good way for teams to score that are struggling from the perimeters, attack the rim and get to the foul line. The other team cannot defend you at the foul line, so give Rio credit getting to the free throw line and cutting into that lead of Wilberforce.
Morris trying to hit the back end as well. And too strong off the back of the iron, and the rebound comes down to the Bulldogs. Pulled down by Deidre Brown, who takes it coast to coast and lays it up and in.
And Coach Smalley beside himself, Randy, looking down the bench. She got from one end to the other. Nobody cut her off, and he is very upset with his defense right now.
Janie Morris needing help, driving the lane to the bucket, put it up and in. Couldn't find anybody to pass it to, so turn and head toward the hole. 20-16. Rio trails by 4. Skip pass from Brown to Fisher. Fisher loses it. Woodson has the steal. Ahead to Mabry. Mabry in the lane. Off the glass. Layup good. Nicole Mabry with 5. And Rio cuts the deficit to 20-18. Deidre Brown looking down low in the lane for Cortland Mullins, and a foul whistled against Rio.
I tell you, you got a feel for Kate Hammond down there. She was giving up quite a bit of size in there to Mullins and got caught on her back. But really, I think the zone defense of Rio Grande has helped them. It slowed down penetration, turned Wilberforce more into a perimeter team, and that's enabled them to cut that lead down to 2.
Our first look at the day of Julia Heberlin, a 5'11 freshman out of Ashland, Kentucky. Wilberforce checked in Martina Brady as well. Here's Deidre Brown to Brady, to Wright, to Fontes, back to Brown for three off the side of the iron. No, Fontes there for the rebound and puts it up and in.
And a great defensive possession turns into a bucket on the offense board, but Rio quickly down to the other end.
And Heberlin scores on the layup to get Rio back within two. 22-20, 10-12 to play on a rolling clock. And a foul going to be whistled against Heberlin, a little too aggressive that time, and she fouls Fontes, Julia's first, team foul number 3. Tanisha Taylor will check back in, and Janie Morris will check out.
And Morris gave him good minutes, got a couple of opportunities to get to the basket there, and took the ball to the hoop and got a layup for him.
Inbounds into Brittany Thomas. Thomas hands to Brady. Brady a bounce pass to Fontes, and Fontes is called for steps. She was going right with step for step Julia Heberlin and took an extra step in the process. Under 10 to play here in the first. Rio down 2, a chance to tie it with a deuce or take the lead with a shot from distance. Here's Morrison Fountain. Lost control of it, but got it back and will bring it back out front. And away from the basketball, we've got an offensive foul and a legal screen set by Tanisha Taylor. It is her second. It is team foul number 4 and a turnover for the Red Storm.
And Taylor's got to be careful, Randy. Her second foul. She's probably physically the most apt Red Storm player to bang inside. You definitely don't want to get yourself in foul trouble.
Here's Brady. Drives the right wing. Cut off in the corner. Needing help. Looking, and will hand to Diamond Wright. She'll bounce pass it or try to Brittany Thomas, and we get a kicking violation. That will keep the ball in the hands of Wilberforce. 16 on the shot clock as they inbound on the sideline. Into Brady. Brady driving off the glass, good. Somebody missed a defensive assignment, and Brady was the beneficiary.
And, Randy, it's been out of that man-to-man. The Red Storm have seemed to get out of sorts and given up some easy buckets out of their man defense.
Bernard driving, shot rejected by Brown, rebounded by Heberlin. Her shot no, and Brown with a rebound. Brady whips it ahead, and nice defensive recovery by Tanisha Taylor as they tried to whip it ahead to Fontes, and it was Taylor who got a wing up there and knocked it out of bounds. Bernard will check out, and Kate Hammond will check in for Rio. 9:02 to play, first half, 24-20. Wilberforce by 4. Diamond Wright to trigger the inbound in the corner right in front of the Rio bench and gets it into Brady. Brady, a 5'5 junior out of Cincinnati. 17 on the shot clock. Thomas with a basketball. Thomas trying to drive around Taylor, and it was stolen by Hammond. Kate waiting for help and finds it in the form of Nicole Mabry. On the run into the front court come the Red Storm. Morrison Fountain to Heberlin. Back to Morrison Fountain. Into the corner, Mabry. Tried to whip it down low to Taylor, and the Bulldogs knock it out of bounds. So Rio will inbound to the right or to the left of its own basket along the baseline with 17 on the shot clock and 8:36 on the game clock. Out front to Hammond, to Taylor. Left side Jay. No good. They'll fight for the rebound, and out of there with it comes the 5'5 Martina Brady, who throws it away. Hammond has the steal. Ahead to Taylor. T in the lane, and a foul whistled against the Bulldogs. It'll be against Martina Brady.
Yeah, give Brady credit, Randy. She got in there and battled, got the rebound, looked up the floor, but then threw an ill-advised pass into traffic that was stolen and gave Rio Grande the ball right back.
Morrison Fountain wings it in all the way out to the jump circle to Hammond, who will hand in turn to Mabry, and Rio will set up its offense. Mabry tried to go right side to Tanisha Taylor, and the two could not connect, and the ball goes out of bounds, and the turnover will give the basketball to Wilberforce. Approaching the 8-minute mark, 24-20, Bulldogs in front of the Red Storm. Here's Diamond Wright on the right wing. Uses a screen to get past Morrison Fountain, who then blocks her shot. Rebounded, though, by Brady. She'll kick it into the corner for a three. That's an air ball by Brown. Rebound Taylor. Quick outlet to Morrison Fountain. Nick driving off the glass. Yes.
Great body control there. She corralled the ball, Randy, and then had enough balance to get to the rim and stick it in the hoop for the Red Storm and cut that lead to 2 with 7.5 to go in the first half.
24-22, and there's another steal. Mabry took it away from Brady. Ahead to Morrison Fountain. Driving off balance and a blocking foul whistled against Brady. Morrison Fountain forcing the issue and putting her physical health in jeopardy as well. She went down pretty hard, but comes up and will go to the free throw line. The foul on Brady's her second. It is team foul number 5.
Once again, good job attacking the rim, getting to the free throw line.
Morrison Fountain will shoot 2, her first free throw attempts of the afternoon, and the first one is good. Dominique Fisher and Nicole Henderson checking in. Morrison Fountain trying to tie it up for Rio. 4 dribbles, spin of the ball, bends the knees, shoots and hits. She has 8. We're tied at 24. Henderson to Fontes. Fontes lost it, got it back, and her runner in the lane is good. Kiana Fontes off the bench with 10. And she sends the Bulldogs back in front, 26-24. Bounce pass from Mabry to Heberlin. Heberlin finds the cutting Morrison Fountain to the basket, and off the glass she puts it up and in.
Beautiful teamwork right there. Heberlin and Morrison Fountain on the same page for layup, and another turnover for Wilberforce.
Hammond stole it away and then was knocked to the ground. And the foul was whistled against Nicole Henderson, her first, team's 6th. 6:54 to play. First half, Rio Grande 26, Wilberforce 26. Randy Payton, Rick Maroon, glad to have you along wherever you might be this afternoon on iHigh. Here's Nicole Mabry. Goes to Hammond. Hammond with 14 on the shot clock, out at the top of the key. Hammond drives a lane from the left elbow, throws up a jumper that was an air ball, and they go after the rebound, do Taylor and Thomas from Wilberforce, and it goes out of bounds, apparently last touch by Wilberforce.
Once again, Rio Grande just too late getting into their offense as the shot clock was winding down.
Noelani Woodson checks in. Taylor runs the inbounds down, but only 4 on the shot clock, and Morrison Fountain going to throw it up from 30. It hits the rim, and the rebound down to Hammond. Kate finds Heberlin. Left side jumper, good. Julia Heberlin has 4, and we've got a timeout. Wilberforce wants a full timeout, so we'll take one with them. 6:16 to play in the first half. Rio 28 and Wilberforce 26. This is Rio Grande basketball from iHigh.
The athletic programs at the University of Rio Grande are a part of the NAIA's Champion of Character initiative. The mission of Champions of Character is to change the culture of sports through the 5 core values of respect, responsibility, integrity, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. Rio is committed to the game plan of character-driven intercollegiate athletics. To find out more about being a champion of character, log on to the NAIA website, naia.cstv.com, and be a champion of character.
This is Ken French, head men's basketball coach at the University of Rio Grande. You're listening to the voice of Red Storm basketball, Randy Payton, on iHigh.
Another one of my fan clubs.
Don't injure your shoulder patting yourself on the back.
I'll try not to. 6:16 to play here in the opening half. It has been entertaining, and it's a 28-26 Rio Grande lead. Randy Payton, Rick Maroon, and glad to have Rick on the broadcast this afternoon. At least right now, we're treating you to a good game.
Yeah, it's a great game, a game of runs, and right now, Rio Grande's got the last run. They lead by 2.
With the basketball is Wilberforce. Henderson driving, splits the defense down the middle, missed the shot off the glass, rebound, throwed up by Karina Otto, who checked in a moment ago. That one wouldn't go. Loose ball saved in by Morrison Fountain, and then she throws it off of one of the Bulldogs. It'll be Rio basketball.
And great awareness there from Morrison Fountain. She knew she couldn't control it, but she threw it down and hit it off the leg of a Wilberforce Bulldog and gets the possession back for the Red Storm.
And again, I guess this confirms it. We have timeout on the floor, a media timeout. 5:59 to play, first half. 28 Rio Grande, 26 Wilberforce. This is Rio Grande basketball from iHigh.
Did you know that higher learning means higher earning in your lifetime? Or put another way, the more education you get, the more dollars you add to your paycheck, simply by going to college. Whatever your age, the University of Rio Grande and Rio Grande Community College can jumpstart your dreams for the future and help you increase your paycheck. From technical courses to liberal arts, daytime or evening classes, it's all within your reach. Call Rio Grande today at 1-800-282-7201. Rio Grande, where your future is within reach.
5:59 to play in the first half. 28-26. It is Rio Grande leading Wilberforce. Game 3 here on day 2. Game 7 of the 8 in this 2-day Bevo Francis tournament. Bevo, again, will be in the house for the men's championship game. And, of course, later on tonight, they've got the Hall of Fame induction with some of the greats from here at Rio Grande. 4 going into the athletic hall. Here's Morrison Fountain to Heberlin. Couple of dribbles, now looks for help and goes back to Morrison Fountain. Nick driving, throws up a wild shot off the glass, no, but draws the foul.
And Diamond Wright, really not a good decision there as Morrison Fountain was out of control, shooting a runner. And Diamond Wright gets body on her and gives her a chance to go to the free throw line.
Kind of bailed her out a little bit. Nick to the free throw line and up and in. Morrison Fountain now with 11 points.
Randy had 25 last night, and that's what great scorers do. They score in a variety of ways. She's hit layups, she's shot perimeter shots, and she's also got to the free throw line and converted.
25 last night, 23 in the opener, so do the math, averaging 24 coming in, and she's halfway there here in the first half. Rio by 4, 30-26. Henderson to Wright. Wright goes back to Henderson in the lane. Nothing there. Back to Wright. 3 is in the air. Back iron, no. And the rebound saved in by Thomas into Henderson. Shot rejected by Taylor. Rebounded by Benar and then poked out of bounds by the Bulldogs. Benar inbounds to Morrison Fountain. And Charday on the run. Quickly into the front court. Between the leg dribble, top of the key, and will now back it out and set things up. 17 on the shot clock. She works her way to the right side, and with a bounce pass goes to Noelani Woodson. Woodson in the corner, trying to get away. Finds Heberlin. Heberlin travels.
And Randy, you see people getting out of their comfort zone. Woodson, not a creator, an excellent three-point shooter. She's trying to create, and then she gives the ball to a post player really that wasn't prepared. She walks with the ball, and it creates a turnover, just people not staying within their comfort level, within their role.
Kiana Fontes out on the left side, now goes to Karina Otto. This is Henderson. Henderson pulls up her dribble, needs help, and goes back to Otto. Otto, a 5'9" sophomore out of Detroit. And then dribbles it off her knee and out of bounds.
Tell you what, Wilberforce totally out of sorts on that possession. Nobody in the lane area, 5 out on offense, and the 5 that were out were standing around watching one dribble, so no movement at all, and Coach Gray going to make a change immediately.
Deidre Brown checks in for Wilberforce. Janie Morris checks back in for Rio Grande. Morrison Fountain. Hands to Benar. Sarah driving and then had it knocked away by Wright, and after Wright knocked it away, it was Benar that kicked it out of bounds. So turnover will give it back to Wilberforce.
And the turnover starting to mount, Randy, on both sides. It's gotten a little sloppy here in the latter part of the first half.
4:10 to play. Here's Fontes in the lane trying to get around Taylor. Dumps it back out to Henderson for a jumper that's no good. Rebound. Wright tried a wraparound pass and threw it away. Stolen by Morris. This is Morrison Fountain with it. Little hop step as she comes across the midcourt stripe. Takes it now right side. 17 on the shot clock. She'll drive. She'll shoot a floater over a screen set by Taylor. It's no good, but she'll draw the foul.
And Randy, Wilberforce is not very good thinking defensively to foul jump shooters that are running and shooting runners. So see if Rio can take advantage of it.
Second foul against Diamond Wright. Team foul number 8 against the Bulldogs. Morrison Fountain to the line. Put it up and in.
Exciting player to watch. Morrison Fountain really does a lot on both ends of the floor, Randy. And when you see great players that are just as good defensively, it's really a treat to watch.
Second one. That one's money as well. And the lead now is 6. Morrison Fountain with 14 here in the first half. This is Thomas to Wright. Back now to Deidre Brown. She'll drive, and again, right down the lane, missed a layup. Thomas tried to save it in, could not do so. And Rio Grande will have it.
And a good try from Wright, but stepped on the line before she could save the ball, and we got another timeout on the floor.
Aisha Gray wants a full timeout, so we shall grant it to her. 3:28 to play, first half. Rio Grande 32, Wilberforce 26. This is Rio Grande basketball from iHigh.
Hear that? It's a loud and clear signal to fire up both your mind and your muscles to get ready to take the field at one of nearly 300 colleges and universities in the NAIA. Because here you can do it all. 23 national championships. You know the jersey still feels good. $450 million in scholarships can help you keep it on. So add your name to a rich college athletic and academic history that spans 75 years. Build character and be part of something bigger than yourself, because your desire to excel still drives. Let it move you to learn and to lead. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Join 60,000 others who feel the same way on the court, in the classroom, and as a person. No matter what, we know you just want to keep playing. Game on. You belong in the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. Register to get in the game at playnaia.org.
3:28 to play, first half. Rio Grande with the basketball and a 6-point lead. Charday Morrison Fountain on the right wing, extended, goes to Tanisha Taylor. Taylor into the lane with that left-handed jumper off the glass. It's up and in. You've seen that before.
Seen it before. She's very efficient, Randy. I think the more touches she gets in the lane area, the better it is for Rio Grande.
34-26. Taylor now with 4. Rio by 8 in the lane. Henderson jumper will not go. Rebound, Kendra Moss. Rio's got an injured player underneath the basket. I think it's Tanisha Taylor. And she was down there in an area where you can get run over, and that was the reason that even though I think Wilberforce had possession of the basketball, they stopped play. Taylor now will hobble off the court, and for the first time this afternoon, we'll see Sierra Herring, a 5'10 freshman out of Bedford, Ohio.
Yeah, Taylor got tangled up underneath with one of the Bulldogs and came down awkwardly on her leg.
Fontes on the right side into the lane, little jump stop, and hits the jumper. You wonder why she's not in the starting lineup. She's been money here this afternoon.
Yeah, she's got 12 points as well, Randy, and really has carried the Bulldogs here down the stretch in the first half.
Morrison Fountain tries to go down low to Herring, and Herring is knocked to the floor by Brittany Thomas.
Coach Smalley mentioned last night giving up way too much dribble drive, Randy. That's continued today, the defensive effort to cut off penetration, and it's not an individual thing. Sometimes you're out-quicked or the speed is not there, but you've got to have that team defense mentality to cut it off. But Wilberforce has got to the rim almost at will in the first half.
Herring to shoot the one in bonus, and the first one's good. Freshman, as we said, from Bedford, just outside of Cleveland. Her first points of the day. Second one does not find the mark, and the rebound is tracked down in the corner by Brittany Thomas of the Bulldogs. She'll hand to Henderson. Henderson back to Thomas on the right wing. Top of the key. It comes to Deidre Brown. Left side now. It goes back to Henderson. Here's Thomas. Thomas into the corner. Fontes spots and shoots, that time an air ball, and Deidre Brown was there to pull down the rebound but could not hang on to it. Out of bounds it goes. It will be Rio basketball.
And Fontes not in her comfort zone. We talked about comfort zones, Randy. Long threes from the deep corner, not the place she's most effective.
Here's Morrison Fountain driving and off balance. I think she thought the ball was partially blocked, and Charlie Short says no, it went out of bounds, and it went out of bounds because you shot an air ball. I don't know if that necessarily was the right call, but it's the one that's going to stand.
Mr. Short does a fine job.
Another guy that you're familiar with. Here's Fontes in the lane and puts it up and in.
Tell you what, Randy, Yeoman's working there for Fontes. 14 points in the first half has really kept Wilberforce within striking distance.
I'm not sure if it's Fontes or Fonts. We're going with Fontes. And trying to dump it down low, and Brittany Thomas is guilty of her second foul, and that's the 10th against the Bulldogs. So the final 136, we'll see Rio in the double bonus, and back to the line goes Sierra Herring.
And Rio Grande has taken quite a few opportunities from the free throw line, Randy. Give them credit for attacking offensively, but they've gotten a lot of chances at the charity strike.
Herring hits the shot. Gives Rio a 6-point lead. She'll get one more try. 2 points on the afternoon now. 2 of 3 from the line, trying to make it 3 of 4. And cannot do it. But there's Morris for the offensive rebound. Off the glass, up and in. Janie Morris extends the lead to 8. Miss the free throw, you get something better, and that's a field goal. Morris with 5. Rio by 8. Henderson to Fontes. Fontes driving to the bucket. Off the glass, no. And a foul whistled against Rio.
And a good call right there. Fontes got hammered on the way in. And again, Randy, she's very efficient driving to the basket, and they got her the ball in the right position there. Almost thought that Deidre Brown made a poor decision. She turned the corner and could have drove herself, but got it to Fontes for a nice look.
Bernard picks up the foul, her first. Fontes to the free throw line. It's up and in. She now has 15 points. And that's off the bench. Misses the second one, and the rebound off the hands of Kendra Moss and out of bounds. It'll be Rio ball with 1:14 left. Morrison Fountain on the run. Go ahead.
Rio needs a good possession here to extend that lead. They're up 7, Randy. You don't want to give Wilberforce any daylight going into the half.
Here's Bernard off the glass. No. Little running jumper, and it goes out of bounds as we tick under a minute to play in the half at 59.5 seconds left.
And Bernard showing good mobility, but a little bit out of control in there as she put it up left-handed.
Here we go with our connection issue again. First time this afternoon that it's happened. Here's a shot put up from the corner, no. And the rebound comes down to Rio Grande. Here's Morrison Fountain, dishes to Hammond. Kate left the jumper short. Fontes has the rebound for the Bulldogs. Ahead, driving, Fontes off the back iron, no good. Rebound, Sierra Herring. And the outlet pass is stolen by Deidre Brown. 21 on the shot clock, or on the game clock. The shot clock is dark. It is off.
Well, Randy, Fontes only played 20 minutes the entire game last night, so she's really stepped it up tonight.
Here's in the corner, Fontes. Skip pass is knocked away and out of bounds off the hands of Janie Morris with 4 seconds left. 4.7 seconds left here in the half. 38-31. Inbounds comes into Henderson. She'll shoot a 3 that rattles around. No. Moss has the rebound, and the first half comes to an end. Again, we apologize in a 32-game college season that already this far up into November, we're playing conference ball, but that'll be the case on Thursday night.
Yeah, you can tell Coach Smalley a bit frustrated, and I can feel Coach Smalley's pain. Actually, the team that I coach, the Tulsa Lady Rebels, our first 2 games are conference games, so we have 2 scrimmage games, which will be comparable to exhibition games that the colleges play, Randy. And November 29th, we roll it out for a conference matchup and then follow that up with our second game. So I can feel his pain, but you'd love to have some more time to work some kinks out. And you can just see that this Rio Grande team is still trying to find the niche for many of their players, and the rotation has been a little different and not a lot of foul trouble. So the rotation has kind of been search and find, and when Coach Smalley finds somebody that's being effective, he's giving them some minutes, and he's also looking for combinations. So I can feel what he's going through. They need some time to work these things out in the early season, but they're not going to have it. They open up Thursday night.
And you heard him admit, we're not ready for conference play, and that's something that the Red Storm faithful are going to have to realize, is that this is truly one of those years where, at least on the women's side, as we see Bevo Francis make his way into the Newt Oliver Arena, it's one of those seasons where the folks are going to have to be patient, simply because it is a matter of trying to get a very young team, if you're David Smalley, ready for the postseason, which comes in March.
Yeah, when you look at the roster, Randy, a lot of freshmen and sophomores. I mean, a lot. And a lot of these players were playing high school basketball last year. A lot of these players, even that are maybe upperclassmen or your sophomores, weren't getting a lot of time last year. But unfortunately, the sport of basketball waits for nobody. They've got to get thrown to the fire and kind of work through some things. It's hard to do on-the-job training in this conference, but that's what's going to have to happen for the Red Storm women.
Well, we're about 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. Again, it is Rio in front of Wilberforce 38-31. We're going to step aside, take a break, come back. We'll have the second half for you in a moment. This is Rio Grande basketball from iHigh.
You must not interfere with us here, Reverend Hayes.
You're not learning. You're saying put the child.
Hey, Ben, are you going to watch the big game tonight?
No, Craig. The game is only on local television, and I can't get that channel, and I'm not too happy about it.
They should stream the game over the internet using EasyStream.com. Then you could watch it from anywhere in the world.
Stream the game? EasyStream.com? What are you talking about?
Think broadcasting, Ben. Streaming is when you broadcast audio or video over the internet. Because the internet is worldwide, anyone in the world can watch. And EasyStream.com is a leader in making that process simple.
So I can watch the big game on my computer from anywhere, and I don't have to miss any of the action? Thank you, EasyStream.
Yes, thank you, EasyStream. If you want more information, just log on to EasyStream.com.
EasyStream.com. Streaming made easy. Call 1-800-866-7510 today.
And we welcome you back to the Newt Oliver Arena. As second half about ready to get underway, both teams are complete with their warm-ups. The referees are back on the court. And we're just about ready to go. Rio Grande trying to pick up win number 2 in their third game of the season, and meanwhile send Wilberforce to a fourth loss in their first 5. But 20 minutes of basketball still to play.
And Randy, the first 10 minutes of this second half going to be pivotal for both teams. If you're Rio Grande, you want to continue what you were doing at the end of the first half, keep that momentum going. And if you're Wilberforce, you got to get back to the way you started the game out. They were very effective in the first part of this game and built a nice lead for themselves, but got away from things in the latter part of the first half, turned the ball over several times. That led to easy buckets for Rio Grande. So we'll see what adjustments have made at halftime. Both these staffs, I'm sure, have wore out the chalk on the chalkboard.
Rio will go with Morrison, Fountain, Mabry, Bernard, Taylor, and Hammond. And it's Mabry with the basketball, going to Morrison, Fountain. Morrison, Fountain, hands to Hammond. Kate driving the lane, stops, shoots, hits. Kate Hammond finally on the board, her first 2 of the afternoon.
And just running kind of a weave action out front, and gets Hammond a nice look in the basket, or in the lane area, to get the easy basket for Rio.
Wilberforce for the basketball. Deidre Brown, Brittany Thomas, Nicole Henderson, Kendra Moss, and Denisha Brown. They go with their starting 5 as well. On the drive, straight to the bucket, count it, and the foul. Nicole Henderson with the bucket.
And absolutely no help defense. They got the bump screen on the top, no hedge off that screen, and then nobody stepping down to cut off the driving lane. Easy basket down there for Henderson.
Foul whistle against Morrison Fountain, her first. Henderson misses the free throw, and Bernard comes away with the rebound. 40-33, Rio by 7. Mabry tried to hand it off, and it was knocked away and taken away by Deidre Brown, who drives the length of the court and lays it up and in.
And a foul away from the ball. Looked like a holding call. It's going to be on number 11, Tanisha Brown, for the Bulldogs of Wilberforce. But again, Randy, the turnovers, Rio only had 5 in the first half, but they turned the ball over here quickly in the second half, and it leads to an easy basket for Wilberforce.
Brown picks up her third foul. She will leave, and Diamond Wright will check in. 19 minutes to play in the game. 40-35. Rio in front by 5. Here's Morrison Fountain on the right wing, driving the lane, and well, she tried to dish it to Bernard, but Sarah was about 4 feet too short to catch that one.
Well, I'll tell you, ran into an adjustment there Coach Smalley didn't want to make. He had to move Morrison Fountain to point guard. They had a couple of turnovers, and she needs to be in a scoring area. She had to handle the ball and try and create her own shot, and she turned it over. But because of the turnovers, it changed her approach.
Kendra Moss takes a pass in the lane and cans a jumper, and just like that, Wilberforce is within 3. 40-37. Mabry out between the rings. And trying to find somebody to pass it to, and nobody open at the moment, and tried then to feed it down to Tanisha Taylor, and it was knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, Mabry having a hard time there, being badgered by the tough defense of Wilberforce. Diamond Wright really getting right up into her grill, as they say, and forcing her out to the perimeter.
Mabry will leave, and Noelani Woodson will check in. And Morrison Fountain will lob it into the backcourt in order to inbound the basketball. Hammond trying to get past Brown, does into the lane, floater off the glass, good. Kate Hammond didn't score in the first half. She's got 4 here in the second half, inside the first 2 minutes. Nice job by the junior. Out on the other end, again, open path to the basket, and Nicole Henderson lays it up and in.
And Coach Smalley hands on hips looking for answers, but really been plagued all night about nobody pinching down on the drive.
Morrison Fountain on the drive. Missed the layup, but draws the foul.
And Randy, basketball is a team sport, but it really breaks down into individual skills. And one of those skills is being able to cut people off penetration, because most offenses now in today's world are built on penetration. You know that they work this every day in practice, but the positioning just not there on either end, neither team cutting off penetration.
Nicole Henderson picks up her second foul. It is team foul number 2 here in the second half, and Sharday Morrison Fountain to the free throw line for 2. The first one good. Rio back by 4 with 17:40 to play. Second free throw by Morrison Fountain rattles through as well, and the Rio lead is 5.
And 16 for Morrison Fountain here early in the second half.
Top of the key, Diamond Wright. Left side, it goes to Deidre Brown. Now out front to Henderson, back to Brown. Brown driving, lumping down low for Moss. Moss in traffic, travels. Good defense, double team effort by Bernard and Hammond, and they got Moss out of sorts, and she took an extra step.
Now Wilberforce trying to extend their pressure, not going to work very well with Morrison Fountain, but she does turn the ball over in the front court.
She had her pocket picked from behind by Diamond Wright, who comes back the other direction, pulls up on the left side, shoots an air ball on the jumper, and Morrison Fountain has the rebound. Nick wants to run the other direction, into the front court, into the corner to Noelani Woodson. No will drive into the lane, dishes to Bernard, her baseline jumper, rimmed in and out, no good, and the rebound comes down to Deidre Brown for Wilberforce. 16:50 and counting left in the ball game. 44-39. It is a 5-point lead. It is a 2-point lead as Deidre Brown drills the three-pointer from the right wing. We get an official's timeout as Charlie Short ties his shoe, but the three-pointer draws the Bulldogs within 2.
And Deidre Brown has shown good range in this ballgame, Randy. Doesn't need a lot of room to get it off, and that was a deep 3 right there that cuts this lead to 2 for Rio Grande.
Moss will leave, and Kiana Fontes will come into the lineup for the Bulldogs. All she did in the first half was score 15 points in 14 minutes. Here's Tanisha Taylor directing traffic. Now driving straight to the hole, off the glass, good. And again, we see it time and again. You get her the ball where they got it to her that time, she's pretty good with it.
Very good with it, and a good screen in there as well from Benar.
Down low, Brittany Thomas off the glass, puts it up and in. 46-44, Rio by 2. Here's Morrison Fountain on the run, into the lane, and an offensive foul whistled against Sharday Morrison Fountain. Out of control, and I think it was Brittany Thomas who set up in the lane and had the guts to stand there and take the charge, and she got the call. Morrison Fountain's team second here in the second half.
And also goes down as a turnover on the offense, and another three-pointer from Brown. And way too much room. Coach Smalley going to get a timeout as Wilberforce has surged back ahead, really on the back of the three-pointers from Denisha Brown.
15:55 to play in the game. 47-46. Wilberforce by 1. Back in a moment. This is Rio basketball on iHigh.
Want your school or club sporting events on the internet in just minutes? Log on to EasyStream.com and find out. That's EasyStream.com. EasyStream, streaming made easy.
Bill, I've got to find a way to raise some money for my athletic program. Any ideas?
Now that you mention it, I do. Have you heard of EasyStream.com? It's the easiest way to broadcast your school's games on the internet.
EasyStream.com. Sounds interesting, but how is that going to help me raise money?
You can get sponsors for your broadcasts on EasyStream.com. Your school can provide a key service to the community and make money doing it.
What a great idea. My school will love this. I'm going to contact EasyStream.com today. What's the number?
Just call 1-800-866-7510 or log on to EasyStream.com for more information. They'll have you broadcasting in no time.
EasyStream.com. Streaming made easy. Call 1-800-866-7510 today.
15:55 to play in the ball game. Rio now down by 1 after leading by 8 late in the first half, and by 9 early here in the second half. Led 40-31 after a Kate Hammond jumper. Here's a turnover. Brittany Thomas takes it away from Morrison Fountain, and Morrison Fountain picks up her third foul, and crashing into the pad underneath the bucket was Brittany Thomas, and Thomas is injured. And trainers rushing out to take a look at her. Head coach Aisha Gray is out there as well. It'll be the third foul against Morrison Fountain. It'll come with 15:38 to play in the ball game. All 3 Rio fouls in the second half have been whistled against Morrison Fountain.
And Randy, we mentioned Rio pretty good protecting the ball in the first half. Not the case here in the second, and a turnover actually led to that situation that created the foul there. That was the play that happened here prior to the injury.
And the injury to Thomas, it was in no way a dirty play. Morrison Fountain making a play for the ball, and we saw this happen last year when Shawnee State visited in the final regular season game. The amount of space between that backboard and the wall, not a whole lot, and that pad that you see, the red pad with the Rio Grande on either side of it and the Rio logo in white in the middle, it's kind of like those of you that might watch pro wrestling. It's not the most cushiony or comfortable thing. There's not much cushion there at all, as a matter of fact.
No, and as you mentioned, Randy, not a lot of space there either. So as players lose their balance, and that's what happened here, then...
Yeah, she extended her arm trying to break her fall, which is exactly what happened, and Morrison Fountain now coming down to check on her. It happened on the other end last year down here to one of the Shawnee State players and one of their better players, and it was pretty evident when she hit the wall and rolled over that there was a break, and I'm not sure that that's the case here with Brittany Thomas, but they continue, as you can see, to tend to her along the wall underneath the basket, and we are stopped with 15:38 to play in the first half, and Rio Grande trailing Wilberforce by a score of 47-46. We're going to step aside, and while they check and continue to check on Brittany Thomas, we'll be back with more in a moment. This is Rio basketball from High.
The athletic programs at the University of Rio Grande are a part of the NAIA's Champion of Character initiative. The mission of Champions of Character is to change the culture of sports through the 5 core values of respect, responsibility, integrity, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. Rio is committed to the game plan of character-driven intercollegiate athletics. To find out more about being a champion of character, log on to the NAIA website at naia.cstv.com and be a champion of character.
This is men's basketball head coach Ken French, and you're listening to the voice of Red Storm basketball, Randy Payton, on iHigh.
We continue to check on Brittany Thomas. Of course, she's out of camera sight at the moment, but we can tell you that not much has changed as they have her rolled over on her back, and they continue to check her out. Tara Gerlach, the head trainer here at the University of Rio Grande, down there, along with Aisha Gray, and I'm not sure if the other gentleman down there on a knee is the trainer from Wilberforce or if he's from one of the other schools, but they immediately rushed to Thomas's aid, and Jeff Lanham, the athletic director from Rio Grande over there as well. Dave Smalley went and checked on her as well, and Coach Smalley now chatting with Thurman Leggs, one of the 3 officials on this crew, and she's been down quite a while now, Rick, and you wonder maybe if it is something serious.
Yeah, you always wonder, Randy, as I mentioned, when you lose your balance and you end up having a collision with another player, or in this case the padding on the wall. These players are so athletic on both sides of the court here that sometimes they get into positions where you have injuries occur out of nothing more than hard play, and that's what happened there on the layup.
Well, we continue to stay in a holding pattern, and we hope for the best for Brittany Thomas. And she now is seated, and the crowd offering a cheer. Still not up, but it is a good sign in the fact that she is at least sitting up. And again, they continue to check her out. Thomas, a 5'11" sophomore, guard forward out of Columbus, Ohio. Of course, again, we invite you to stay with us. We've got men's basketball to follow. It'll be Rio Grande and West Virginia Tech in the men's championship game of this Bevo Francis Invitational. And with assistance, Brittany Thomas now back up on her feet. And I would venture to guess that, judging from the way that she is walking off, I don't know if that's her father helping her off or who that might be, but we have probably seen the last of Brittany Thomas today.
Yeah, it looks like an injury that's obviously going to keep her out of there, holding her arm. So we'll try and get a report for folks on Brittany Thomas's condition. Hate to see that happen. Hope it's nothing serious, but it does look like it's going to take her out of the game.
It'll be Cortland Mullins who checks in the absence of Thomas, and she'll be the one that shoots the free throws. And the first one is short. Mullins is now 0 of 3 from the stripe as they take Thomas on back into the training room here inside the Line Center. Second free throw by Mullins, rims in and out, no good, and Sarah Bernard has the rebound for Rio Grande. So here come the Red Storm down one, a chance to regain the lead. Here's Woodson, three is airborne. Off the front of the iron, no, and the rebound comes down to Diamond Wright. Quick outlet ahead to Fontez, she misses the layup. Rebound by Mullins, goes back up with it and draws a foul.
Fontez coming back in, Randy. She had a great first half and came in about little over 16 minutes to go in the second half and running the floor well for one of the post players for Wilberforce.
Cortland Mullins at the free throw line, and that one finds its way in the hoop. Foul was whistled against Sarah Bernard, her second, team's fourth. Taylor will leave, and Janie Morris back in for Rio. 15-20 to play in the game. Wilberforce by 2. Free throw off the back of the iron, no good, and Bernard has the rebound for Rio. Red Storm can tie it with a 2, take the lead with a 3. Mabry hands to Woodson. Noelani goes to Bernard. Sarah in the lane, nice little spin move, puts up a jumper, up and in. Came in averaging 18.5 a game. That's her first 2 of the afternoon. And they get Rio even at 48. Out front is Nicole Henderson. It goes right side now to Deidre Brown. Brown puts it on the floor, driving, left it in the corner, and a blocking foul whistled against Rio Grande. Brown was not on her way to the bucket. She was instead going to dish it into the corner toward Fontez, and the foul is whistled against Rio. And I didn't see who they whistled it against. I guess... Well, they've got 3 up against Kate Hammond. I don't think Kate has 3. I've got her for 2. Well, at any rate, can't trust the scoreboard here. You'd like to be able to. Tied at 48, Rio with the basketball. Bernard thought about driving the baseline. Now she does as it opens up. Her running jumper no good, and the rebound comes down to Deidre Brown. Brown on the run, going to take it coast to coast through traffic, throws up a jumper no good, and well, I thought one referee was going to call a charge against Brown, the other one called a block.
Yeah, and the block's going to hold there. That's going to send Brown to the free throw line, Randy, and Rio in a dangerous situation here. Morrison Fountain is out of the game right now. They're really trying to find somebody to control the ball for them and get them into their offensive sets.
Julia Heberlin picks up the second foul, or her second foul, team's 6th. And Deidre Brown hits the first free throw. Brown now with 16 points. Trying to connect on the second one and does. And Sharday Morrison Fountain on cue will come back in as Wilberforce leads 50-48. 14-10 to play in the ball game. Nip and tuck affair here at the Newt this afternoon in this consolation game in the women's bracket. Morrison Fountain into the lane, dishing to Heberlin. Right side Jay is short. Rebound down to Fontez for Wilberforce. Quickly, here's Moss, and Moss threw it away. I don't know who she was throwing it to, but Mabry was there. Mabry then throws it away on the other end. Picked off by Nicole Henderson. Now to Brown. 3 from the left side is short. Rebound is kicked out of bounds off of Wilberforce. 13.5 minutes to play in the game. 50-48. Bulldogs leading the Red Storm. Randy Payton, Rick Marone along with you here this afternoon on iHigh. Right wing, Bernard. Sarah waiting on a screen. Now tries to work around it. Goes to Mabry. Mabry in traffic, traveled. Got her footwork messed up and took a step.
Yeah, the extra step there. Again, you hit it on the head, Randy. Got a little out of balance and took the extra step, and another turnover against the Red Storm.
Diamond right. Goes to out front to Brown, and Brown tried to feed it to Moss, and Moss couldn't handle it and went out of bounds. The fans that can't stand up in the stands. Tough room here. You get laughed at. No compassion. 12:50 to play in the game. Driving is Morrison Fountain. Needs help. Looking. Finds Heberlin, who'll pull the string on a three. Too strong off the back of the iron. Follows her shot, but it's Morris who gets the offensive rebound and the bucket that ties it up.
Yeah, Heberlin took the three, but Morris got down in there and picked up the loose ball off the rebound and gets the bucket to tie it up.
50-50 with 12:25 left. Out front is Deidre Brown. Henderson on the right wing goes to Fontes. Fontes had it picked by Mabry. Morrison Fountain with it ahead of the pack and lays it up and in. Charday has 18 and Rio has the lead again. 52-50. Here's Fontes. Not the best pass in the world, and it was saved in the corner by Diamond Wright, and then Wright was fouled.
And Randy, I think right there, a situation where Henderson may have overpassed. She had the ball about 5 feet in front of the rim, tried to make the extra pass to Fontes, and the ball got batted away. So sometimes you need to go ahead and finish that when you're in the paint.
Well, I found out what the issue was with the foul earlier. It was one that I thought was credited to Sarah Bernard. They had given to Kate Hammond. So now Bernard has two. Kate Hammond does, in fact, have three. And we have a timeout. 11:58 to play in the ball game. It is Rio Grande 52, Wilberforce 50. And this is Rio Grande basketball from iHigh.
Did you know that higher learning means higher earning in your lifetime? Or put another way, the more education you get, the more dollars you add to your paycheck, simply by going to college. Whatever your age, the University of Rio Grande and Rio Grande Community College can jumpstart your dreams for the future and help you increase your paycheck. From technical courses to liberal arts, daytime or evening classes, it's all within your reach. Call Rio Grande today at 1-800-282-7201. Rio Grande, where your future is within reach.
52-50, 11:58 to play in the ball game. While we've got a moment, again, a reminder about Giovanni's of Rio Grande nightly specials from 5 to 9. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. They've got a special on Sunday as well from 1 to 10. Try to get into them here in just a second as they come out of the timeout, and Diamond Wright misses the free throw, and Bernard has the rebound for Rio. First free throw attempt of the afternoon for Miss Wright, and that time she was wrong as she missed it. 52-50. 11:43 to play in the ball game. And away from the basketball, we've got an offensive foul against Rio Grande, a moving screen. It's against Janie Morris. That is Morris's first. Try it now.
It always works better when the play-by-play guy turns you up. Morris got down in there trying to get position, got a hooking call with the elbow, and turns the ball over to the Bulldogs.
11.5 to play, 52-50, Rio by one. Here's Fontes for three in the lead. Left it short, rebound Bernard for Rio. Sarah on the run, around the defense, into the front court, dishing left side. Heberlin shoots a jumper. It's off the side of the iron, no. Morrison Fountain, though, into the air for the rebound. Nick pulls the string on a three of her own and hits it. 21 for Morrison Fountain. Rio's lead is 5, and a timeout taken by Wilberforce. It is a 30-second timeout and a perfect opportunity to complete that thought about the specials at Giovanni's Pizza of Rio Grande.
And I'm sure you have enjoyed them yourself on many occasions.
Occasionally. Not all the time, but occasionally. 5 to 9 nightly. Monday night, it's a 16-inch one-item pizza for $9.99. Tuesday night is 75-cent wing night. Wednesday night, the family night, 18-inch party pack for $14.99. Thursday, spaghetti or lasagna dinner with bread and a side salad for $5.99. The Sunday special from 1 to 10, an 18-inch one-item pizza for $9.99. Tell Dave Lemon that Randy said hi when you come in to make your order. Here's Kendra Moss, throws up an air ball from the right elbow, and the ball was pulled out of the air by Janie Morris. Ahead to Morrison Fountain. A hesitation, drives into the lane, running jumper no, and Moss has the rebound. Outlet to Deidre Brown. Brown on the run, being hounded by Mabry. Pulls up on the left side, and now across the way it goes to Nicole Henderson. 10:34 to play on a rolling clock here in half number 2. Rio Grande in front, 55-50. Here's a three. Deidre Brown left side. It went around the circle and out. Rebound Fontes. That one wouldn't go. And a foul is whistled, I believe, against Rio and Janie Morris.
Yeah, Morris gets the foul, Randy. She got the rebound, but got the foul against Fontes. And Wilberforce really missing Brittany Thomas. Went down injured earlier here in the half. And really, she's the playmaker for them and able to get everyone else involved. And without her, they look a little out of sorts.
Fontes hits the first free throw. She'll have one more. She had 15 points in the first half. That's her first point here in half number 2. And she hit them both. 17 for the senior out of Columbus. And it's a 55-52 ball game. Rio by 3 and with the basketball. Sarah Benar out between the rings. Drives into the lane. Cut off and travels.
That immediately is going to bring Kate Hammond back into the ballgame. Coach Smalley looking for some more consistent play on the perimeter. And Kate Hammond coming in, you mentioned, with 3 fouls, Randy. But 10 minutes to go, Coach Smalley got to get her back in there.
Tanisha Taylor will return as well, and Julia Heberlin will check out. 10-10 to play in the game, 55-52. Rio Grande leading Wilberforce. Henderson, bounce pass right side to Deidre Brown. Brown yet to put it on the floor and throws it away. Janie Morris has the steal. Waits for help, tried to feed it ahead, and then threw it away herself. Moss has the steal for Wilberforce. Right idea for the Red Storm, wrong result. Here's Fontes driving the left side. Around Hammond, got away with travel. She changed her pivot feet twice and missed the shot. And then on the rebound, a foul is whistled against Kendra Moss of the Bulldogs. Her first and team foul number 3.
Moss trying to get a second opportunity there. Went over the back. Mr. Akers making a nice call from the far side.
Rio with a basketball. 9:35 to play in the game. Kate Hammond on the right wing. Around Moss. Now pulls up top of the key and right side goes to Morris. Morris has Moss dancing around her. Drives the baseline. Kick it left side. Morrison Fountain 3. Side of the iron, no. Rebound, Deidre Brown for Wilberforce. Quick outlet ahead to Diamond Wright, and she lays it up and in.
Good job advancing the basketball for the Bulldogs. They're always looking up the floor, and that's a nice touch pass over the top. Cuts the lead to 1.
55-54. Rio by 1 as we hit 9 minutes to play. Mabry, spin move into the lane, goes left side to Tanisha Taylor. T spinning, now kicking it back out front to Janie Morris. Morris driving and has to throw one up off the glass as she made a move toward the bucket. And the foul is whistled. Well, they flashed 25 up there, and I thought the foul was, Charlie Short signaled it was against number 10. Now they flash it again. It should have been her second foul, and they've got 3 up there. It ain't brain surgery, fellas. Or maybe it is. Janie Morris at the free throw line, and she hit the first one. Looking for a second, and it won't go. Rims in and out. And travel after Karina Otto gets the rebound. She takes steps, and Rio gets it right back.
That's called an unforced turnover. Nobody even around Otto, and that's a very damaging turnover right there for the Bulldogs.
Inbounds into Morris. Morris trying to get around Otto. Pulls up her dribble, needs help. Now has to shoot over and misses everything, and the rebound down to Fontes. Fontes on the run into the front court will hand to the trailing Nicole Henderson. Henderson will go to Denisha Brown, whose right side 3 is short, and Janie Morris the rebound for Rio. 56-54, Red Storm by 2 with 8:25 to play. Morris out front, goes right side to Hammond. Kate driving into the lane, jumper, fadeaway, no good. Morris the offensive rebound in the bucket. Janie Morris second or third time today that she scored on garbage points, I guess you would call them, and it's a 58-54 game. Driving is Fontes. Left-handed jumper in the lane is no good, and Bernard has the rebound for Rio. Out to Morrison Fountain, ahead to Taylor. Lay it up and in. Taylor ahead of the pack, now has 8, and Rio's lead is 6.
And Randy, a lot of players starting to drag up and down the floor and grab their shorts. Fatigue kicking in a bit. It could be the team that's got the last push in this game that can come out with the win. Fontes
loses the ball in the corner. Taylor goes over to tie her up, and who'd the ball go off of? Tanisha Taylor. It'll stay Wilberforce basketball. The Force will check in Moss and Wright. Heberlin will check in for Rio Grande. 60-54. Red Storm by 6 with 7:35 to play in the game. And a timeout. And apparently it is a full timeout, so we'll take one as well. 7:35 to play, 60-54. Red Storm in front by 6. This is Rio basketball from iHigh.
Hear that? It's a loud and clear signal to fire up both your mind and your muscles to get ready to take the field at one of nearly 300 colleges and universities in the NAIA. Because here you can do it all. 23 national championships. You know the jersey still feels good. $450 million in scholarships can help you keep it on. So add your name to a rich college athletic and academic history that spans 75 years. Build character and be part of something bigger than yourself, because your desire to excel still drives. Let it move you to learn and to lead. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Join 60,000 others who feel the same way on the court, in the classroom, and as a person. No matter what, we know you just want to keep playing. Game on. You belong in the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. Register to get in the game at playnaia.org.
Out of the timeout, Wilberforce with the basketball. A 3 is airborne by Denisha Brown, and it's up and in. Her first points of the day.
Huge shot for Brown right there. Cuts that lead in half. It's now a 3-point lead for Rio Grande with 7:15 to go on a rolling clock.
60-57. Red Storm with the basketball. Morrison Fountain on the left wing, now driving off the glass, put it up and in.
And Wilberforce not getting any help right there. I tell you what, Randy, Kendra Moss should have stepped down and tried to get in front of Morrison Fountain, but unable to do so.
Denisha Brown across the way. It goes to Diamond Wright. Wright lobs into the lane to Moss, now to Henderson. 13 on the shot clock. Henderson throws it out front. Denisha Brown runs it down, goes to Deidre Brown with 8. Deidre Brown was 6. Bounce pass, or the pass, I should say, goes to Henderson. Her air ball is rebounded by Bernard ahead. This is Morrison Fountain off the glass. No. Rebound is fought for and controlled by Deidre Brown, who is instantly double teamed, and then tries to get a pass to Henderson, and there to tie her up is Hammond, and the jump ball will favor Wilberforce.
Great job by Kate Hammond there, tying up the ball handler in the back court. They had a pretty good trap over there, did Rio Grande, of Deidre Brown. She got it out of the trap, but then Kate Hammond did a good job tying up the basketball.
62-57, Rio by 5 with 6:15 to play. Bounce pass goes to Fontes. Fontes to Diamond Wright. Into the lane, back to Fontes, through a double team, off the glass, no, rebound. Heberlin had it and had it poked away from behind by Wright. It'll be Rio basketball.
Yeah, Fontes made a great move to the basket, unable to finish, and the ball turns back over to the Red Storm.
6 minutes exactly. I would assume that they would take their media time out here, but not the case. We'll get it on the next dead ball. Rio by 5 and with the basketball. Left side, this is Morrison Fountain directing traffic, trying to clear it out on that side. And driving on Wright, throws up a jumper and will draw the foul. That was simply what it is. Clear it out, I'm going to the basket, and Wright couldn't stop her. Picks up her third. It is team foul number 4, and there's the aforementioned timeout on the floor. 5:45 to play in the ball game. Rio Grande 62, Wilberforce 57. This is Rio Grande basketball from iHigh.
Not interfere with us here, Reverend Hayes.
You're not learning. You're saying put the child.
Hey, Ben, are you going to watch the big game tonight?
No, Craig. The game is only on local television, and I can't get that channel, and I'm not too happy about it.
They should stream the game over the internet using EasyStream.com. Then you could watch it from anywhere in the world.
Stream the game? EasyStream.com? What are you talking about?
Think broadcasting, Ben. Streaming is when you broadcast audio or video over the internet. Because the internet is worldwide, anyone in the world can watch. And EasyStream.com is a leader in making that process simple.
So I can watch the big game on my computer from anywhere, and I don't have to miss any of the action? Thank you, EasyStream.
Yes, thank you, EasyStream. If you want more information, just log on to EasyStream.com.
EasyStream.com. Streaming made easy. Call 1-800-866-7510 today.
This is Holly Motherall, volleyball assistant coach here at the University of Rio Grande, and you're listening to Red Storm Basketball on iHigh with Randy Payton. Roll Storm.
There's another in my fan club. Holly's not here anymore, though. Holly is now an assistant volleyball coach at Montreat College down in North Carolina, but she still follows us, and we still want to get her a little publicity. So, Holly,
you're just a giver, aren't you?
That is exactly
just here to
right.
help.
That is exactly right. Spread the word. Morrison Fountain at the line to shoot two, looking for a 24th point, and has it. Reaches her average, and we've still got 5:45 left to play.
And, Randy, this game may come down to the foul line. Both teams are now eligible for the bonus, so how you do at that charity stripe may determine the outcome.
She hit them both, and consecutive games of 25 points for Sharday Morrison Fountain, the senior out of Columbus. With the ball is Henderson. Goes to Brown. And Brown loses it on the drive along the baseline. Hammond the steal. Ahead to Morrison Fountain. Lay it up and in. 66-57. Rio now has run off 6 straight points. 3 put up by the Bulldogs, no good. Rebound down to Taylor. Shot was missed by Dominique Fisher, who checked in a moment ago. Here's Bernard, cut off on the baseline. Goes to Janie Morris, backing down her defender and putting it up and in. Janie Morris has been big today off the bench.
Yeah, played well, Randy. 12 points for Morris now, and good recognition on the mismatch to get her the ball inside. And Wilberforce, once again, Randy, last night they had a lead, big lead in their game last night of 13, unable to hold on. Same thing turning out here.
Here's Denisha Brown for 3 on the right side. No. Rebound tracked down by Diamond Wright. She'll go to Fisher, and now to Henderson, and now back to Brown at the foul line. Wright shoots and misses, and Brown runs down the rebound in the corner. Runs into a double team, dumps it in the lane to Fontes, who scores.
And, Randy, that's where Wilberforce needs to go. Fontes has got to get some touches in there. They've went away from her and went totally perimeter, and that's when they've fallen behind.
Here's Tanisha Taylor, and I thought she got away with an offensive foul, but she didn't. Used the arm to clear out and making that spin move, and that's her 3rd and team foul number 9 here in the second half.
Made a good, strong move, but as you mentioned, Randy, use that free hand to clear things out. And officials not going to let that go on when it gives you advantage, so turnover for Rio Grande.
Henderson leaves, and after a couple of minutes to catch her breath, Deidre Brown back in the lineup for the Bulldogs. Top of the key, 3 is airborne from Fisher. Hit the front of the iron, no. The rebound, no. Another offensive board for the Dogs as Diamond Wright pulls it down. Fisher to Deidre Brown. Deidre Brown poked away by Nicole Mabry, who checked in a moment ago. Got it back, though. Fisher, Brown, and now it's in the corner to Denisha Brown. Fontes, top of the key. Fisher again for 3, and this one's good. Fisher's first points, and it's a 68-62 game.
Big time shot from Fisher cuts the lead to 6.
Bernard on the left wing. Rio trying to hang on. They lead by 6 with 3:20 to play, and Bernard is called for a double dribble.
And did so. I thought she was going to get away with it. The official actually behind her saw it. It was the correct call. A little late coming, but she put the other hand on the ball and continued her dribble.
And Dave Smalley calls a timeout. He has exhausted his 30, so this will be a full 3:21 to play. Rio 68, Wilberforce 62. And this is Rio Grande basketball from iHigh.
Want your school or club sporting events on the internet in just minutes? Log on to EasyStream.com and find out. That's EasyStream.com. EasyStream, streaming made easy.
Bill, I've got to find a way to raise some money for my athletic program. Any ideas?
Now that you mention it, I do. Have you heard of EasyStream.com? It's the easiest way to broadcast your school's games on the internet.
EasyStream.com. Sounds interesting, but how is that going to help me raise money?
You can get sponsors for your broadcasts on EasyStream.com. Your school can provide a key service to the community and make money doing it.
What a great idea. My school will love this. I'm going to contact EasyStream.com today. What's the number?
Just call 1-800-866-7510 or log on to EasyStream.com for more information. They'll have you broadcasting in no time.
EasyStream.com. Streaming made easy. Call 1-800-866-7510 today.
3:15 to play in the game. Wilberforce with the ball, trailing by 6, 68-62. Here's Deidre Brown for three. Off the back of the iron, no, and the rebound down to Nicole Mabry. Pocket picked by Diamond Wright. She'll drive and miss the layup. Mabry has the rebound. Rio very fortunate there that Wright did not cash in.
Yeah, Diamond Wright with a nice pick, but then couldn't finish when she got to the rim. Lead stays at 6 for Rio Grande.
2:50 and counting. Mabry hounded by Wright. Got rid of it to Morris, who missed the jumper. Rio's got bodies on the floor. Rebound down to the Bulldogs, and they throw away the outlet pass.
And threw away a layup, Randy. I tell you what, Deidre Brown's got her hands on her head. She knows she missed an opportunity, a wide-open layup there for the taking, and she throws the ball away. And Coach Smalley asking the officials the best place to get a sandwich after the game, I think.
I don't think they told him Giovanni's of Rio Grande.
And he wasn't happy about that.
Yeah, he called his timeout. He may be out of them, or no, he's got one left. And this was not a timeout to, well, I guess it is a timeout to instruct his players, as he is doing with a little fervor over on the sideline. But he did spend the first part of the timeout questioning Charlie Short about the fact that Nicole Mabry was roughed up pretty good on this end. Ended up on the ground, as did Kate Hammond. No whistle on either incident.
You mean he wasn't asking about a place to eat after the game?
He was not asking about it.
It did get physical down there, Randy. A lot of times late in the game, officials will allow things to play themselves out. You've got to be strong with the basketball and, get a solid base in there and try and control the ball. Rio's in a prime position here to try and get a victory, but Wilberforce going to extend their pressure.
Weren't you the guy that offered the official a cup of water so he could help swallow his whistle?
Don't want a guy to choke on or anything.
That's exactly right.
Just here to help out.
2.5 to play, 68-62. Rio by 6. And with the basketball.
Said he'd rather have tea with that, and he gave me one.
There's Morrison Fountain, 10 on the shot clock. Nick on that left wing, pulls up, shoots, no good. It rattled out. Long rebound is tracked down by Diamond Wright. She's ahead of the pack. Morrison Fountain takes a swipe at her, and she missed the layup. And the rebound comes down to Kate Hammond, a foul against the Bulldogs. I'll tell you what, Wilberforce has missed enough free throws in this game that they shouldn't be down 6 at the moment.
Free throws and layups.
Layups is what I meant.
That's 2 consecutive layups, Randy, uncontested, that have not went down for the Bulldogs. And Rio Grande's got to take advantage of it here. They're at the foul line with a chance to stretch that lead, and they should be in the double bonus. Or, it'll be the single bonus for Rio Grande.
Shot up by Hammond is good. Kate now with 5 in the game, 69-62. Missed 2 that foul was on. Second one is up, no good, and a rebound down to Deidre Brown. And an offensive foul. The outlet came to Dominique Fisher, and Fisher caught it on the run at 100 miles an hour, and then as she caught it, used that arm and An offensive foul whistled against her.
Coach Gray from Wilberforce, hand on head, Randy. I think the other official appeared to be making a different call, but he didn't. You got to give that player room to come down, and that was not the case. So it ends up going against Wilberforce, and another call here, another foul against Wilberforce, going to put the Red Storm on the free throw line.
And another one against Dominique Fisher, her third. Teams, I've got 8, but they've got 9th on the board. Conceivable that I did, in fact, miss one. Probable that I missed one.
You do make mistakes occasionally.
That I've tried to tell people. I am human. Some believe me, some don't.
I'll fill them in.
Mabry misses the free throw. Big miss. And the rebound comes down to Deidre Brown. Rio by 7 with 1:45 left. Brown the length of the court, and an offensive foul whistled against her. She had a path to the basket, but it's just reckless abandon, I guess, is the best way to describe it.
Deidre Brown had a lane, got the shot off as a runner, but ran into the defender and gets called for the charge.
And nearly a steal. Diamond Wright almost came up with a steal, but was on the baseline when she touched it, and Rio will get another chance.
And Wilberforce really selling out now, Randy. They need some quick turnovers and quick buckets to try and get back in this one.
And I think there was a question about resetting the shot clock, which they do not do. Steal was never made, actually. Minute and 35 to play in the game. Rio by 7, 69-62. Morrison Fountain. Morris got to be careful about a moving screen. She was kind of a rolling roadblock there a moment ago. 1:20 left, 9 on the shot clock as they flip it to Morris underneath. 5 on the shot clock, and it's going to be a 3-second violation. Janie Morris was caught in the lane, had trouble getting a handle on the ball, and then when she finally did, was in there with nowhere to go and was, in fact, in there for 3 seconds.
And at that time, you just got to go up and try and put something on the rim. She didn't do that and got called for the violation.
1:14 left. Deidre Brown cut off, goes to Fisher. Left side 3. Back iron, no. And on the rebound, Fontes pushes off. She put a hand in the back of Tanisha Taylor. Fontes picks up her first. And Taylor's going to go to the other end and shoot 2 because Rio's in the double bonus.
Yeah, and that's really all Fontes could do. She was blocked out. You hope the official doesn't see it, but unfortunately with the 3-man crew, they're right on top of it. She pushed her in the back, and that's going to be the double bonus. Taylor really has a chance here to maybe not put the nail in the coffin, but to line it up and get the hammer ready.
Her first free throw attempts of the day. The left-hander fires and misses off the back iron. Hammond will leave. Bonar will return. Taylor, a second one that would give Rio an 8-point lead if she can hit it. And it rattled around and finally fell through. So the iron was kind, finally, to Tanisha Taylor. Rio by 8 with a minute to play. Here's Fisher. Going to Tanisha Brown. Deidre Brown. Fakes, now fires a 3. Misses everything, and Bonar has the rebound. Bonar to Morrison Fountain. And Morrison Fountain in the backcourt waiting on Diamond Wright. Again, remember, there is no 10-second call in women's basketball, and Wright just letting her run some clock. Morrison Fountain into the front court, 10 on the shot clock. Morrison Fountain right side into the lane with 7 on the shot clock. Morrison Fountain finally going to be fouled, and they're going to whistle that an intentional foul against Diamond Wright. She grabbed a hold of her and held on.
And Randy, really, if the Bulldogs were going to foul, it should have happened 25 seconds ago. They really let the shot clock get way too low, and then an obvious foul, they reach and grab Morrison Fountain and get the intentional foul, and for all practical purposes seal her fate here. That foul should have occurred much, much earlier.
And that'll be it for Diamond Wright. She is gone with 2 points. Fouling out with 27.8 seconds left. Morrison Fountain to the free throw line and misses for the first time today. She was 10 for 10 prior to that, but misses there. Looking for a 28th point. and has it. That one tried to get out, but it fell through. LeSabra Reynolds checks in, 5'5" freshman from Nashville. Noelani Woodson checks in as well.
And Rio Grande going to get possession of the ball because of the intentional foul, Randy. And if you're Wilberforce, you're going to have to go right back in and foul again.
And Rio trying to inbound, and they do on the backside into Mabry, and Mabry drives, and she's fouled by Dominique Fisher with 25.7 seconds left. Fisher's fourth. And Mabry to the line. She is 1 of 3 from there today, has 5 points, all of them coming in the first half. First one, good. And that one should do it. Rio's up by 10 now with 25.7 seconds left. Misses the second one. Rebound, Deidre Brown. On the run, she'll come. Coast to coast, throws it up in the lane, and before the shot, a foul whistle against Rio with 19.1 left. But it's going to be a 2-shot foul. Foul's whistled against LeSabra Reynolds, her first.
And Deidre Brown, Randy, really had to come in and try and do more, I think, than what she feels comfortable with. Brittany Thomas went down with the injury. It really put a lot of pressure on the other offensive players for Wilberforce. Brown was one of them, and she did all that she could, but I think it took her out of her game a little bit.
Hits the first, misses the second.
If you recall, when Thomas went down, they were ahead. Wilberforce actually had a 1-point lead at that time.
Yep, 15.
Since then, things have went against the Bulldogs.
Steal in the back court, or a foul, rather. And they'll whistle the foul against Nicole Henderson, her third. It comes with 9.1 seconds left. Thomas went out at 15:38. And Wilberforce was leading 47-46. And you make a good point. I didn't see her emerge from that trainer's room back there, but Wilberforce kind of went downhill after that. LeSabra Reynolds at the free throw line in the first of 2. It rattles around, hit every piece of the iron, but would not fall through. Freshman trying to get her first point of the day, and that would give everybody on the Rio roster that's in uniform today a point, but she can't hit it. Rebound down to Henderson, ahead to Denisha Brown with 6. Long three is airborne, no. Rebound will go out of bounds. It'll be Rio ball with 1.4 seconds left.
And Randy, Rio going to get a good bounce-back win tonight after their loss last night. Tough loss last night. These are the tough games. You got to grind them out and get a victory and get yourself ready for conference play next week.
Rio Grande improves to 2-1. Wilberforce falls to 1-4 as the Red Storm rally and defeat the Bulldogs 72-63 in the consolation game of this 30th annual Bevo Francis Invitational, the women's bracket. We've still got the men's championship game still to come, but the Rio women get a win in the consolation over Wilberforce. We'll come back, give you the scoring totals, and put a wrap on it.